You already in the back?
Yep.
All right. Coach, if you want to start us off with a quick statement, then we'll go right to questions.
Yeah, welcome to Low FBS football, huh? It's a pretty freaking good football team we just played. Um, in all three phases, coaching, the whole 9 yards, I am very impressed. We thought they were good on tape, but they were better in person. So I'm going to give them a lot of credit. Coach does a really good job. They're disciplined. They're well coached. Give a lot of credit. We didn't have quite um, that chip on our shoulder edge about us we had in the first game, which we got to have. Listen, there's a lot of young guys in that locker room that are, want to win. And sometimes when things don't go their way, it's challenging for them to kind of navigate that. And that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to navigate that. And there's challenges. And all offseason, we've talked about adversity and how we're going to deal with it and how we're going to manage it because I knew what was coming. They don't. I do. And so I think that's kind of where we are right now. And I didn't think we were as quite ready to play as we were maybe a week ago. And then sometimes I thought some things unraveled on us, and that's a little bit of our immaturity and things we got to work on and get better at. And they know that. It's like they want to, and then it just sometimes some things happen. But good football team we just played. I mean, um, good team. But and what I want our kids to do, and this is what I told them, because listen, we got to go get ready to play every week like it's a Super Bowl. We got to play extremely hard, extremely tough, and we can't beat ourselves. There's no guarantees when we do all that it's going to come out like we want. That's tough to grasp. And so, this is the season, right? These are some things we're going to deal with. And I told them too. I said, just if we'll keep fighting and we'll keep working, there's going to be some good things come our way. I don't know when, don't know how, when, what. I don't know any of that. But because we've played to start the season, and we're getting beat up. And there's the other challenge, right? Like we're getting beat up, and but we can't. There's nothing we can do about that. What we can control is us getting ready to go play, us navigating adversity, us doing some things better out there. Right before half, getting a punt block's unacceptable. That's on us. Like that can't happen. We kind of put ourselves in a position where we could get out of halftime and go regroup a little bit, and we didn't block our guy. And these are things that not just our players, but me as well as our coaches. It's as I told them after the game, we all got to do it. We got our challenges ahead of us now. Like, that's a part of it. That's part of this process, and so we just gotta we gotta the kids gotta stick together and keep fighting, and we control the controllables, and do the things better that we can control. Had a good first drive, a lot of momentum, converted some third downs that we weren't able to do after that. We can't get off schedule. Second and tens aren't good. We got to at least go gain 2 or 3 yards, against a good football team. But we did that on that first drive, and we were able to keep that drive alive, and had a little momentum early. And then we couldn't get anything going consistently after that. We just couldn't. Missed a few things. And then everybody's just got to keep doing their job and try to not worry about making plays, just go do their job. We unraveled a little bit on defense, didn't tackle well, didn't have a little bit of that edge about us that we had in the first game. And they're, again, well coached, did a good job. I thought their special teams were exceptional. So, anyways, I'll open up for questions.
Johnny, want to start us off?
Coach, after that first drive, it seemed like in rapid succession started losing more guys. I think Benyard went out, then Kent, then Q Billingsley. When you say you beat up, how beat up are you guys right now? Because it seems like there's a lot of guys seeing the field.
Yeah. Today was one of those, like, you look up and every other play you're like, someone else is down. We were beat up coming into the game a little bit, but the things that happen in game, it's tough because they're starters, right? And It's not like we're just, you know, 3 deep across the board, right? With all this. So, I mean, it's a challenge. You know, DB went down during the game. He did come back, which was good. And those are the ones you rattled off, John. There might be some others by the time we get to tomorrow. And then, again, this is the challenge, right? These are the things that you're going to deal with. I've talked to coaches that have gone through this, and sometimes the front end of that schedule makes it very challenging to get to the back end. You know what I mean? Like it's part of it. And I'm not going to act like I don't have the crystal ball, but some of this stuff, I've talked enough and listened enough to other people that have gone through this that it's, so I don't know who we're going to get back. We do have some guys beat up. The things that happened today, I don't know. We had a few guys out that did not play today from the last game. So you mentioned all those. I don't know the status of any of that right now. Obviously, they did not come back in the game. So that's tough. But somebody else got to step up. Somebody else got to go because, like I told our guys, got two choices right now. We can mull around and whine and complain, or we can come back to work tomorrow and go get better and fix the things we can fix.
After it's 7-3, they get the ball back. It seemed like at about that point, Kennesaw State football's been built on, running the ball, hard-nosed attitude. It seemed like they played Kennesaw State football for a while. Get down, 3rd and short, 4th and short. They're not even thinking about it. They're going for it. Does that offer any kind of, I don't want to say deja vu, but it's like, this is what we're supposed to be about. Is that something that you can show the guys going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it after the game a little bit. I don't think we had that about as much about us in this game as we did the previous game. And that's stuff we got to have. To their credit, they're a veteran football team that plays with a lot of confidence, and they do a good job. And I don't know if I'll reference as much as them as I will us, because really it's about doing what we can do. You know what I mean? Like, we got to go be the best version of ourselves we can be. And as I told our kids, that don't guarantee you anything but an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna mean you're gonna win everything you want. You're involved in. It just is giving you the best opportunity, right? And but I mean, I'll have to go watch the tape, John. I mean, like I said, they did a good job, and they were kind of able to run the ball when they wanted to. You know what I mean? And that's something that obviously we got to work on, because that makes it challenging.
Coach, you mentioned that you guys maybe didn't get the same challenge that you did in the UTSA game. Did you feel in any way that in the second half, effort-wise, there was more to be desired?
I thought at times we got frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, we get frustrated because I think our kids put all their eggs in a basket. So they put all their eggs in this basket to say, hey, we're going to go win this, and things don't go their way, and sometimes we're not responding to that in the right manner. And that's the best way I can communicate that, because this is what's kind of been some things we've got to go work at. Did it look the same as the week before? No, it didn't. Again, you got a group of young men that are dealing with a lot of stuff that's not going their way. How do they handle it? And that's really the story of all of it, honestly.
Coach, you had an announced attendance of over 11,000 tonight. If you could just kind of speak on how impressive the atmosphere was and the turnout tonight.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's great to see that. To me, that should be the standard every home game here. That we can set attendance records for every home game. I think it'd be awesome. I thought it was great. It's awesome. It's good stuff, and we're going to need it every week. We need everybody on board to help. You know what I mean? For us to find a way to go be successful. So I thought it was awesome.
Coach, can you say what was wrong with Davis?
I don't know. I think he landed funny. And then he was down, but then he did come back in. I think he should be okay.
You mentioned a lot this week that Preston was a guy that you need to get involved frequently on offense. You did that a lot tonight. He was in there, scored that opening touchdown. How impressed are you with the resiliency of him as a player and just his ability to get things going on offense?
Yeah, he's definitely a leader and a guy that shows up every day and goes to work. And he did that, and he did some good things today. He's been consistent at practice every day. You know what you're going to get. I mean, it's, I think he's trying to do his part for sure. So I'd have to go watch it, but I didn't notice him out of doing anything different than what he normally does, truthfully, which he's pretty consistent.
Manuel.
Coach, it's challenges as a team, as the young players, but as a coaching staff as well. What are you guys feeling like you have to do as a staff to keep this young team into games like this that may not go their way? They start off on fire, but then 17-7-0 run or whatever.
Yeah.
But as a coaching staff, being able to handle that coming into this conference USA, I haven't had a chance to talk to you all summer, but what are your thoughts about?
Well,
you guys as a staff?
I think I think we as a staff knew the challenges that were before us. You know what I mean? And we knew there was going to be some tough things that we got to deal with. And we've really worked on just trying to keep our kids together. You know what I mean? Hey, encourage one another. These are the things we got to go do. And I think as a staff, we got to continue to do that. And then we also got to do our part to do everything we can to put our kids in a situation to be successful, right? Listen, it's our second year of transitioning. We're going to go through some stuff. If anybody in here thinks this is going to be hunky-dory right now, we're going to have to go through some stuff. Like, I mean, it ain't going to be rosy right now. We just got to keep fighting. We got to keep working. We got to stick together as a staff and a team, and we got to keep fighting, and there'll be some good things that happen for us. But, I mean, it is what it is a little bit, I was disappointed that we didn't fight like we did the week before and that we let some of the adversity get us today. That's the thing that I was disappointed in, right? And we didn't the week before. And I don't really like referencing the week before because we try to move on from it. But we got to learn from this stuff. You know what I mean? We got to learn from it and learn how to deal with it. Because I told them the other day, but it's coming again. It's coming again. There's going to be some tough stuff around the corner. We got to go deal with it, and we got to learn how to manage it, and keep fighting.
And I flip it, Coach, on the other side is what gives you encouragement through these first 2 weeks? What makes you say, okay, I see some things that we are doing?
Well, I mean, there's some good things going on. You know what I mean? It's just our margin for error is like 0. You know what I mean? Like, especially the front end right now with things like, I mean, you're playing really, really good teams. And unfortunately for us, we play 2 veteran teams that are senior laden. And so I ain't making no excuses. It is what it is. We got to go play, but there is some reality you got to deal with a little bit too. But I was disappointed that we didn't fight quite like we did a week ago. You know what I mean? That was the part that we could have done a better job of. But I know what happened. They got frustrated because they wanted something to be a certain way, and it wasn't that way, and they didn't really respond to it in the right way, and that's what we got to go work on. And they did a good job in there. They're on the struggle bus right now. I mean, I'm just being honest, guys. Y'all want to ask me questions? I'll be honest with you. Like, them kids in there, they want to win. It's hard. You know what I mean? And so, but they're going to rally. They're going to go do it. They're going to rally, and we'll go fight. And that's the thing we got to make sure we do. And I got after him at halftime. I said, guys, I don't care. We got to go fight. Got to go fight. And I thought at times we tried, but it wasn't quite like, but it's like, this is where they got to grow up. So you go try, but it doesn't go your way, but you got to keep going. Like, that's the hard part, right? Like, there's no guarantee just because you go do what you need to. It just gives you the best opportunity to be successful, but there ain't no guarantee. And I think that's a little bit of the struggle right now, right? Like, well, Coach, I went and did it, but they're doing it too. They got good players, right? They're coaching, they're doing all that stuff. So I think that's the stuff we're just got to work our way through, and they'll come back to work tomorrow. They don't have a choice. I told them, you got two choices. You can throw the towel in, you come back to work tomorrow. And I told them, I ain't going nowhere. We're going to go back out tomorrow. There's things as coaches we got to do better to help ourselves, help our kids. But we all got it. The most important thing is all stay together and continue to fight, go do those things. So
Anything else for Coach? You want to wrap this up?
I'm good. Whatever.
Coach, who are some of those leaders that are stepping up to try to keep everybody together?
Well, I mean, I think, you mentioned Preston Daniels. I heard DB talk to the team after I got done talking to him. There's guys in there. They're doing it. They got to encourage one another. We got a lot of young kids in some different areas that are, navigating this world as well. As I spoke on the last week about, there's a lot of new guys and a lot of new spots. But there's guys doing it. There's guys, and it's not the things you always hear. It's going to be those conversations outside of our view and what we hear that's going to do that. So, but man, we're on a journey, man. I knew this, but you can't go say it. Gotta keep fighting. We got a great group of kids. I believe we got a good football team. We just got to go put it all together. That may not always get what we want out of it, but we got to go do that, and you take pieces of things from different places that you see, and you're like, hey, if you could ever put that together, it'd be interesting just to see what it looked like. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to go do. And we can't get discouraged when it doesn't always go our way. And, at times we've struggled with that for sure.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Appreciate y'all for being here.